Hi, I'm Amanda, and this is Tattooed Mother Creations. Last week, we finished up going over how to make a pocket cloth diaper, and this week I'm going to show you how to make an insert. An insert is basically what you put in the diaper to absorb all the liquids. In the last video, we finished up making a pocket diaper. Now, pocket diapers already have a built-in liner, so that you don't have to worry about anything needing to go between the baby's bum and the insert. Now, in certain inserts, you have to have the flannel or cotton or some kind of bamboo fabric to separate the terry cloth from your baby's butt. The terry cloth draws way too much moisture out of their skin and basically causes a rash. So you don't want that to happen. Now, there are two different kinds of inserts. There's two different sizes and then two different shapes. The two different sizes is small and large. The small is 4.5 inches by 11 inches and the large/medium is 13 inches by 5.25 inches. And the two different shapes, basically straight edge or hourglass. And the one I'm going to be showing you how to do today is the hourglass shape. I'm going to be using bamboo fabric as well as terry cloth. Now the terry cloth is very absorbent and it absorbs really fast. The bamboo doesn't absorb very fast, but it absorbs a lot and keeps all that moisture from the bamboo, from the terry cloth in the insert or whatever. And it holds a lot more, and a lot more people prefer this kind of insert than any others. All right, so I'm going to trace out 2 in the bamboo and 3 layers of the terry cloth. With most things, you have to figure out what the stretch is. However, with inserts, they're so small, you don't need to concern yourself with the stretch of the fabric. Basically, just put your pattern down, weigh it down with something. Make sure you have enough edge for a seam allowance. Now the hourglass shape that I'm using, it allows for there to be less compression leaks because most of the compression leaks come from the middle of the insert. And this allows there to be enough allowance that it won't do that. But it still holds just as much. And because the bamboo absorbs slowly, they're really good to use during the day. However, at night, it's good to use a microfiber terry cloth as a doubler. You put that above the charcoal bamboo or bamboo insert so it absorbs faster. When they're sleeping, they're not moving as much, so it can't absorb as quickly. Cut these out and lay them to the side. now for the terry cloth. Remember, you're doing 2 of the bamboo and 3 of the terry cloth, and that's a lot of rain. Okay, here we go. So we have our 3 layers of terry cloth and our 2 layers of bamboo. Next, we just pin these all together. All right, so you're going to take your bamboo, put one face down. Now, there's a difference. One side's soft, the other side's not. And then lay your 3 layers of terry cloth down on that. And then finally, the last layer of bamboo, but face up. All right, so first, it's a good idea to pin the middle of it so that they don't move. When you're working with several layers, that is very important. And just go around. And pin. I pin a little bit more inward so that as I'm serging, I don't have to remove any pins. Now you can do this with just a sewing machine. You don't have to use a serger. I do suggest using a serger though, because it does make a more secure hold. And it doesn't take as much time as sewing, but we will sew the middle of it. And I'll talk more about that when we get to that point. So the next step, I'm gonna get the serger all set up. Now I already have my serger set up, and make sure that you have some scrap that you run through to make sure your tension's all correct and is able to secure it the best way possible. So I'm gonna get started and go straight into here. The outside of the insert is finished. Go ahead and unpin everything. I like to seal my end with some Fray block just to make sure that it stays there. Fray block is your best friend when it comes to having a serger. All right. And just cut off that little end there. And you're good. Next step, you're going to draw your line where you're going to be sewing, so make sure that your fabric doesn't move out of place or become unaligned, because sometimes in the dryer they'll pull apart and go across like this, and you don't want that to happen. So we're going to sew down the middle, make sure it doesn't move. Alright, so for this next part, you're going to need your tracing medium, like a chalk wheel or your marker, and a ruler. Now, you're going to want to measure across and mark the middle, the width there. Now, for this hourglass shape, it's about 4.5 inches across. And then in height, it's a little over 12 inches. Sometimes you can make it about 13 inches. I like mine a little bit smaller. It gives it the perfect size to fit into everything. Now, once you measure that, make sure you draw your line all the way across and all the way up and down. And then you're going to measure about 1.5 inches across for your sewing pattern. So you're going to mark that all the way down. And you're going to want to stop about 1.5 inches from the edge of the top and bottom here. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. So next, on to sewing, and I can set that up real quick. Okay. So then this next part, just line up your needle with the top right-hand corner of your line, of your pattern line that you just drew out. Make sure you backstitch at the beginning to secure the thread. Once you are finished, go ahead and get your fray block again. And in that corner where you started and stopped, go ahead and put some fray block in there. And then cut your thread, and then you're good to go. Well, thank you for watching, and if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, suggestions, or even suggestions about future tutorials, please let us know. I also have an Etsy where I sell a bunch of this cloth diaper material, cloth diapers, cloth diaper accessories, and etc. I also have a Facebook which has a bunch of tips and tricks for you, so check that out. And I'll see you later.
Tracing, the sequel, take 1. Tracing 3, Return to Thunderdome, take 1. Tracing 3, Jaws Revenge, take 2.